Welcome back to the channel. My name is Patrick, and in today's video we have a live trade. And also I want to address a question I received in the comment section about lot allocation. Okay, but let's get into this trade first, and I'll tell you what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. So as I said, we were done here somewhere, and I said price could push up here to try to fill this gap, as it did, and it's actually beat that zone. So currently you would assume Euro USD is bullish. Okay, so it's breaking the previous lower highs. That's a low here, that's a lower high, and that was the trend, and currently it's trending up. Okay, so we've got lows here, higher lows, higher lows, higher lows, so it's currently trending up. We don't know what's going to happen yet, if it's going to continue. I did actually read some of the news how the Eurozone has come out of recession, so possibly why it's pushing up higher, and it could continue going higher for the rest of the year. But it doesn't mean it's going to go high now. It doesn't mean you could just buy here and hold. It could come down multiple times before it goes up. So I'm not swing trading, I'm just reading what's going on in the chart. So it is trending up, and it got up here and beating these highs. It put in a little reversal, which is what I scalped the previous day. I scalped this down to about 10 pips just here. So from here, 10 pips. So that was yesterday's action. Let me see if I could just throw up the days. So yeah, I scalped it from there down to there. That's my move for yesterday. Today, like I said, this is a reversal. Okay, this is a head and shoulders reversal. So look, we have the left shoulder, we have the right shoulder, we've got the head here, and we have, you know, all this liquidity here. Okay, we have all this liquidity because it's been trading up. So I was expecting some kind of pullback. I got that, cool. So it's now then got to this point here and tried to put in a reversal to continue its uptrend yesterday. Put in a reversal here to continue its uptrend, but it failed. And it came here and created equal lows. So I saw these equal lows, considering we are at highs, considerable high, and we got all this liquidity here. I'm looking for a sell. Okay, so I got into a sell this morning really early. I didn't even spend too much time on this trade, analyzing it. I spent about 5 minutes analyzing it, took the trade, and got my kids ready for school. Reason I'm looking for a sell, because I haven't seen any area of interest to buy it from. I haven't seen no price action to buy it from. Okay, I should be looking for a buy somewhere down here, but right now with these equal lows, I'm not interested in buying that. So as I want to take this trade now and get my trading day done in this session, I'm selling in this mid-range. It's not where I like to sell from. I like to sell from here, so I could get in here and leave my stop loss at the swing high. Getting in here, it's hard to know where you put your stop loss. So this is when I would use a negative risk to reward ratio. Okay, so got in here and I'm trying to get 10 pips usage there. If I left my stop loss, say, above the swing high where I got in, which is here, I already been stopped out. Okay, I got in here, I already been stopped out on London session open. Okay, so having that tight stop loss there, so it would have been, let me see, having that 4 pip stop loss would have been great for me if I wanted to brag about my risk to reward, you know, risking 4, making 10, that's a 1 to 2 and all that. I'm not really interested in that. I'm interested in winning this trade, and I know that with the volatility at market open, London session open, and also the manipulation within trading period, this could happen, right? I know the swing high is where I want to leave my stop loss. So in this situation, selling from this zone, really what I could do is just wait for price to come up higher here and sell, but it may not do that. Or I could wait for price to come lower down here and buy, right? And it's nowhere near that. So 10 pips, I could just make that move by running these equal lows. I'm okay with that. So I've got in here and I've I'm risking 20 pips trying to make the 10, okay? So I've said in my previous videos, I use a negative risk to reward ratio of 2 to 1. So risking 20 pips trying to make 10. And the question I received was, how do you allocate the lot size? It's all depending on your account. That's the way I do it, okay? If I have a 10K account, I would use 0.5, right? So that means I'm risking, so the 10 pips would be equivalent to $50, and 20 pips I'm risking would be equivalent to $100, right? So if I use a 0.5, if I win 10 pips, I make $50. If I lose 20 pips, I lose $100, right? Same applies with a 20K account. Same would apply for a higher account. So no matter the size of the account, that's how I split it. I'm risking 10 pips. No, I'm trying to make 10 pips and I'm willing to risk 20 pips. And that 20 pips needs to be equivalent to 1% of my account, right? So 1% of a 10K account is $100. So 20 pips needs to equal that. To get that is 0.5 to do so. If you've got a 20K account, you're using one standard lot, 10 pips represents $100, 20 pips, if you're risking 20 pips using a negative 2 to 1 risk reward ratio, 20 pips would be equivalent to $200, which is 1% of the account. So that's how I tend to play it, right? So depending on the size of the account, I look at the pips I'm willing to risk. Now, you can actually risk more if you want. When I learned all of this, the 5%ers CEO, he's the one that highlighted this, introduced me to the whole negative risk to reward ratio, and he said he's happy to risk a 4 to 1. Okay, a 4 to 1 risking, say, equivalent of 40 pips trying to make 10 pips. He's happy to do that. Or you could risk a 3 to 1, and he showed the numbers to support it. Even though you're risking more, and when you win less, because you're only winning 10 pips and you're risking 30 pips or 40 pips or even 20 pips, your success rate of winning is going to be higher because the market, the way it's structured, it knows where stop losses are. Okay, whether it's the algorithms, whether it's the actual traders, I don't know who's behind the scenes, but they know where the stop losses are. They know the stop losses are going to be above the swing highs or swing lows. They know where to generate the liquidity, and they know where people are going to place their stop losses. Right here, stop losses are right here. Okay, so someone would have saw this breaking structure here, try to buy this. I don't buy at equal lows, okay, because stop losses will be right here, and that is where they will target. So taking all that into account, if you want to avoid manipulation, you need to be able to use drastic measures or unorthodox ways of trading. So you're only, maybe that could be as simple as only trading once a day, right? Or only trading certain setups, only trading one pair, So I've taken all that into account, and I'm taking one trade a day, I'm trading one pair, and I'm using a negative risk to reward ratio when necessary. Okay, if I was up here, my entry was there, my stop loss is there, it's calm, it's really simple. But being here, I want to get the trade, I see the liquidity here, I want to run that. How do I then do this? In the middle is dangerous, but I do want this trade because I've got other things to do. I'm actually in the middle of renovating a property, and I should be spending time finalizing my budget today, which is what I am going to do after this video. So point being, I'm in a trade and I'm trying to get out as soon as possible. I can't wait for the manipulation, for it to get under here, reverse, to come back up and buy that. I want to just take this 10 pips, get my 10 pips for this session, and I'm done. So to do that, got my entry, I'm happy with, right? Because it came down here, created the equal lows, then pulled back up, and I got in there. because now the drive down is enough to get that and my 10 pips, right? Which makes me my 0.5. So I'm happy to enter there. And to be able to stay in this trade through the manipulation, I'm using a negative risk reward ratio of 2 to 1. So my 20 pips is up here. If it takes my 20 pips, I've only lost 1% today. It's cool. I made more than, I think I made 3% yesterday. I traded this and I traded in Nasdaq as well yesterday. So I made about 3% yesterday. So if I lose 1% today, I'm okay, you know. And that's the way I use a negative risk to reward ratio in certain situations like this. This situation, I think I was risking about 10 pips. Let me just, yeah, it's about 10 pips and I made 10 pips. So it was a 1-to-1 in that situation. Here, it's a negative risk reward ratio because I'm getting in the middle here. Usually you don't want to get in the middle. You want to get in at the swing highs or swing lows. You don't want to get in the middle. But if you're getting in the middle, like I am, or the way I am doing it, I tend to use a negative risk to reward ratio to allow me to stay in the move. If I lose that trade, that was the other question. If you lose the trade, if I lose that trade, I lose a trade. I lost 1%. That's it. You need to understand. You need to be able to take losses. You will take losses. It doesn't matter how good the setup is, how consistent it is. You will still take losses. My average win rate is 80%, but I take losses, so 20% losses. Okay, but even though I lose 20% and the 20% is equivalent, or when I take those losses, it's equivalent to 1%. I tend to win 80% of my trades. So in the long run, I am profitable, and that is good enough for me. It's a slow grind towards my targets. Okay, I don't even have a financial goal right now. Right now, it's just about becoming a better trader. I've been working on trading less, so I'm happy with that. Risk management, I'm happy with that. Using less capital, I'm happy with that. Taking one trade a day, focusing on one pair, and not letting trading be the only thing you do. So that was my last thing I needed to address. So I'm really now focusing less on trading, focusing more on other things, and that's made trading easier for me. So if you are struggling with trading, you do need to look at your habits, your routines, the way you trade, and so on. Whether you're risking too much, whether you are focusing solely on trading, whether you are over trading. So over trading and over leveraging, two ways most traders lose money and blow up accounts. All right, so we're back here. We're about 3 pips away from TP. Price looks like it's driving aggressively now to run the equal lows there. Hopefully it just does it now and doesn't play around anymore. There wasn't much news today, so I could expect the price to be slow and choppy. But I mean, this is blatant equal lows. People who would have saw this as a breaking structure, they would have placed the stop losses just underneath here. So I'm I'm very certain it's going to run it, and hopefully it does it within the next few seconds. Yeah, so just one other thing before we get TP. If you have any more questions on using negative risk reward ratio, let me know in the comment section. I'm happy to address it. I'll share with you all that I know. I'm still learning and understanding it, to be honest, but I found a way of using it to make it work for me. So what I'm weighing up is what's the best ratio to use, whether it's 2 to 1, whether it's 3 to 1. And right now I'm happy at 2 to 1. I don't like the mindset of using 3 to 1, let alone 4 to 1. That's too crazy for me. I don't think I'm that patient to be able to use 4 to 1, right? So 2 to 1 for me, it works out nicely. I'm happy to risk 20 pips trying to make 10 pips. So that's what I'm working with right now. If you do have any more questions on this trading style, let me know. I will address it in the comment section. I will reply and address it in a video if I need to. So yeah, we just ran these equal lows. It hasn't driven all the way through, but this is confirmation it's going to go down further. So it should get TP, then pull up a little bit and may drive down, continue, or put in a reversal pattern and go up. That's what I'm expecting, but I only need this little drive, this 1 pip drive, and I'm good. So if you do find these videos useful, you know what to do. Support the channel by hitting the subscribe button, hitting the like button. I'll keep getting these videos out. I am getting a little bit more busy and trading less, but if you want to see more content around this trading style, or scalping, or supply and demand, let me know and I'll keep on getting these videos out to you. Let's just assume now that we've hit TP. Should we say that? Should we say that? Is it fair to say? I mean, we're like, okay, let's see, we're like not even a pip away, 0.8 mini pips away. So like, I really want to show TP in this video, but I'm really not patient to sit around for this. I'm doing this for you lot. I hope you appreciate it. I know some of you like to see TP in videos. I used to like to see TPs in videos while I'm watching it. So I'm just trying to be patient now and get TP. And this is also why I trade only once a day now. Okay, I'm just not patient enough to wait for the setups. Actually, I'm getting better with that. I'm just not patient enough to do this so often, right? I could wait for the setups, that's fine. TP is fine because I place my order in, put my stop loss in, put TP in, and I walk away. I just set my alarms to let me know whether it's hit or not. So that's fine. What I'm not happy of doing is doing more than one trade a day. You know, going through all of this 2 times a day is crazy to me. I can't do that. I take this one setup, I'm good. I'm happy to make my 0.5%. Make that today. Some days market moves really nicely. I can make a little bit more. I was able to make something here, and I saw another opportunity on NAS 100, and I was able to get that as well. All right. Anyway, official TP. There you go. Well, you saw the entry. I don't really need to show you that, but just in case if you're curious, there you go. Enter there. Right smack on there. Stop loss typically is there, but it would have stopped me out and I would have lost that trade. But because I use a negative risk to reward ratio, my stop loss was 20 pips above here. So for the market maker and all their algorithms that's trained to find these stop losses and run them, I'm good. I beat the system in that sense because I expected it, right? I anticipated it and I set up my trade so it takes that into account, and I was able to get my TP, and I'm more likely to win these kind of trades more often doing that, right? Now imagine I could have lost that trade there, then okay, I'm wrong, revenge trade, try to buy this, put my stop loss on those equal lows that was there and got stopped out, so I would have lost 2 trades there, and then I'm in an emotional state, and then this could lead to me over trading, over leveraging, and losing this account just because of this manipulation there. There was no need for that. There was no need. They wanted to take price down. They could have taken it down from there, but they wanted to run the stop losses here before they went down. And this is why I've started to incorporate this style of trading with what I do. Okay, scalping, supply and demand, looking for price action confirmation, good, great, and now negative risk reward ratio to make sure I stay in the trade to avoid the manipulation. Now I usually trade with Euro USD because it's well behaved, but I've seen even Euro USD it has been doing this a lot. Okay, the drives up to run liquidity before it goes. Things like GU and UJ. If you trade GU and UJ, you know what I'm talking about. It does a lot of this run liquidity, then goes in the opposite direction. So you know what I'm talking about. Euro USD has started doing it. So I've adapted and I've started using the negative risk to reward ratio. I avoided trading GU and UJ because of that, and came over here because it did less of it. But now because it's doing that, I need to adapt. And the way I've adapted is to start using the negative risk to reward ratio in my setups. Okay. Hopefully this has been useful. I know it has. Hit the like button, support the channel, and get more videos like this out to you guys as soon as I can. If you do have any more questions, let me know and I'll try to reply as soon as possible. This is Patrick signing out. Until next time, peace.